What's the story, Hopper? What's the story, Hopper? Catch the bullshit, Hopper.
Once upon a time, in the 80s, the media and governments of the world warned of an impending catastrophe. One that could end civilization as we know it. The epidemic of HIV/AIDS. Yes, in the 1980s and early 90s, the message was clear. No one was safe from the silent non-killer that is AIDS.
AIDS? Oh no!
Many people had the wool pulled over their eyes with this hoax, but with the media aflutter over the latest doomsday scenario, activists were quick to vilify skeptics and reasonable doubters. When the city of New York estimated that 400,000 residents had AIDS, the commissioner himself, John C. Joseph, said that the estimate was actually less than half that. Little did he know that he lit a powder keg. Leaders of AIDS organizations and social activist groups accused him of minimizing the crisis and staged a sit-in demanding that he resign. It turns out that he was entirely correct, but no matter. The tone had been set. In a hyperly politicized climate, lobbyists dug in their heels, setting the stage for the silent non-killer AIDS to become the single most researched funded disease in the modern history of America. Despite it being a statistical non-risk factor,
We demand more money to combat this horrible disease which, contrary to popular belief, afflicts people of all shapes, sizes, and sexual orientations.
only that wasn't true at all. Statistically, the CDC puts a heterosexual American's chance of contracting AIDS at 0%, with 92% of all cases stemming directly from male-to-male sexual contact, and the majority of the remainder coming from intravenous drug use. But clawing at the hundreds of millions of dollars in government grants, fear-mongering ran rampant, with statistics deliberately being misreported. In fact, one of the most cited landmark studies, which reported over 573,000 AIDS cases among no-risk victims. The conductors were later caught fudging their data, having to reverse over 46% of the non-risk factor victims to be reclassified. But by that point, the damage had been done.
But I know it, Doc. I just know it.
Mr. Hopper, I can assure you, you do not have AIDS.
But all my hair is falling out.
That's just your summer coat.
But my balls fell off.
Hopper, you had those surgically removed 5 years ago.
Oh.
But hindsight is 20/20. In the moment, everyone believed this silent non-killer AIDS to truly be an epidemic, even though the chances of contracting it short of anal sex with gay strangers while shooting heroin was statistically non-existent. Matter of fact, the chances of a straight person contracting HIV in the modern world is 4 in 10,000 per exposure. Meaning that if a man were even married to an HIV-infected bride, he'd have to engage in intercourse with her an average of 10,000 separate occasions to expose himself to contracting AIDS.
I have to do what?
But for decades, among all the pandemonium, none of this mattered. Math, statistical realities were all tossed aside for fear of being called a bigot. And because Tom Hanks made a movie.
I don't see a case.
Oh, Tom Hanks, you truly are a talent. Why'd you have to do Da Vinci Code?
Well through the 1990s, funding continued to soar for the entirely preventable disease, while countless Americans, including millions of children, died of diseases helplessly, entirely out of their control, with actual mortality rates. But they didn't have a celebrity awareness campaign and received a fraction of the funding. Yes, the AIDS epidemic hoax is one of the greatest ever perpetrated in the American public, and one that inadvertently cost millions of lives of actual victims. As with all great mistakes, a valuable lesson to be learned. You too can help save children's lives and stop stealing their research dollars by taking these simple steps to easily avoid the silent non-killer.
So really, as long as you're not having unprotected anal sex with strangers or sharing needles, you have nothing to worry about. Also, stop biting hobos.
Oh, 'cause I did bite at him that one time. Wait, are you saying hobos or homo?
No, hobos. Don't bite hobos.
Okay, are you saying hobos or homos? I'm still not clear.
No, hobos. You know what? Just play it safe. Don't bite either.
What's the story, Hopper? Mother bastard Hopper.
Hey, if you like this video, subscribe by clicking the button that says subscribe. If you're not aware of it now, there's no way you're learning the internet at this point. I'm not going to help you. But this was clipped from my daily show, available exclusively to LottoWithCreditor.com/MugClub members. If you're a student, military, or veteran, enter in that promo code. It's less than $6 a month, and you get daily content. No more clips, plus this hand-etched mug. Oh, when I feel it, I got a chill like on the inside.
Hi, I'm Johnny Depp of 21 Jump Street. I don't know a whole lot about AIDS, but I want to introduce you to a couple of guys who do. Dr. Robert Wyndham, the Assistant Secretary for Health, and the Surgeon General of the United States, Dr. C. Everett Koop.
There are a number of ways to catch AIDS. Casual contact is not one of them, but sexual contact is. If you're not going to abstain or not going to maintain a faithfully monogamous relationship, you can reduce the chance of contracting AIDS if you use a condom. But remember, they may not be 100% effective.
And people with AIDS need a helping hand. Reading, running errands, the little everyday things that we take for granted become almost impossible to do.
Listen, AIDS is very serious and very dangerous. Get involved in your community. Learn all you can. Call 1-800-342-AIDS. Thank you.
Unfortunate as it is, AIDS is a reality. You owe it to yourself and those you love to find out everything you can about getting it and not getting it.
At first, only gays and IV drug users were being killed by AIDS. But now we know every one of us could be devastated by it. The fact is, over 50,000 men, women, and children now carry the AIDS virus. That in 3 years, nearly 2,000 of us will be dead. That if not stopped, it could kill more Australians than World War II. But AIDS can be stopped, and you can help stop it. If you have sex, have just one safe partner, or always use condoms. Always.
Mr. President, I have a very important question for you. What does a former Mr. President do?
Well, Cammie, one of the things I do is talk to people about things that are important to them, about things that will make a difference in their lives.
Oh, yes? Well, I do that also. I like to talk to people about my school and my friends and my favorite things. And I also talk to them about HIV and AIDS.
Me too, Cammie. Talking and listening and helping people learn about HIV and AIDS are two of the things I do a lot.
Really? Well, I also like to talk about my feelings with my friends and family when I am feeling sad or scared.
And I like to talk to parents about how important it is to listen to their children and how to help to take care of each other.
Yes. And do you tell everybody that it is okay to hug someone who is HIV positive like me?
I sure do, Cammie.
That makes me very happy.
Give me a hug. Make a difference. Talk to your children about HIV and AIDS.
We have a long way to go in the fight against HIV, the virus that causes AIDS.
I want to ask you to elaborate more about the AIDS virus. So the AIDS virus is created in a lab at UCLA. For what purpose would they create something like that?
They were trying to create, according to the records that I got to see, and they were discovered by a Dr. Robert Strecker. I'm a nutritional doctor, got my PhD in nutrition. Dr. Strecker has like 4 doctorates, and one is in biochemistry and virology.
Right.
Now, the only way that you can make a virus is to put it in a petri dish with the animal tissue. Okay, the only way that animal tissue can ever get into a human is if it is injected or another animal.
Right.
So what they did was they incubated these two diseases from both a sheep and a cow, the leukemic virus of a cow, the bovine, and the lymphonomic virus of a sheep. They put those two together and created a new kind of deadly biological warfare disease.
So
now,
was that the reason for it? Were they trying to come up with a new biohazard, a new biological warfare?
Well, they could have been the reason, but they put in their paperwork it was to create cancer. It was to force cancer in laboratory animals so they could study cancer.
Okay.
That is very suspicious reasoning to me. To come up with something
because there's
there's
already lots of agents out there that will cause spontaneous tumor and cancers in rats.
Exactly. I mean, you can put cadmium in it, and you can have kidney cancer in weeks. You know, overloading with cadmium. There are lots of ways. So this was a suspicious reasoning for me, to my thinking, but it was done. Dr. Strecker called his brother, who was an attorney, and said, "This is where it leads. Follow it." So his brother checked the NSA, the War Department, and yes, that information had been sent to those departments, and it was allowed, it was given the green light to be used in experiments. So he found out the experiments were undesirables. They figured that in these particular committees that the undesirables were homosexuals.
Right.
Now, how could they administer this to homosexuals to see the consequences of this particular formulation?
Well, you just have to find homosexuals who are also intravenous drug users, and then spike the heroin or the speed or whatever they're shooting with some of this stuff, I guess.
No, you still can't get a good population that way. What they found was that in Los Angeles, New York City, Houston, and San Francisco, that 90% of the people who were being treated for hepatitis were homosexuals because they used a lot of drugs, damaged the liver. So hepatitis is a viral detoxification because there's so many chemicals in the liver, your bacteria from the liver can't clean it. So your body has to, the liver cells have to make solvents, which are again viruses. So it makes a self-cleansing substance. So all of your hepatitis are diseases trying to reverse a toxic condition where the liver is about to stop working completely. When you get to hepatitis, that means your liver is in terrible shape. No bacteria can help you.
So you're saying they contaminated the hepatitis vaccine?
B vaccine. With this AIDS virus.
Come inside. Get your kids, okay? Go get your fucking kids wherever they are. They're not going to hang with their friend. Now you need to get on some tough, old school 1930s shit. Okay, parents, be responsible for your fucking kids, all right? Please stay inside, you guys. You don't understand. Fuck all that. Get your little dirty, fucking grubby, selfish, YOLO, fucking dumb, tattooed faces in the fucking house.
You should be right now.
I'm here to talk to you about social distancing, something we've been hearing a lot about on TV, I think, the last couple weeks. In the movie, I played a guy who was immune to the hypothetical virus that was spreading around the world. And so a few things to start. One, that was a movie. This is real life. I have no reason to believe that I'm immune to COVID-19, and neither do you, no matter how young you are. This is a new virus. It's going to take some time for our bodies and our doctors to understand it and to understand the best way to protect us.
Soap and water are all you need. Just get the temperature right. The water doesn't need to be that hot, and most any soap will do. The way soap works is that one end of the soap molecule binds with the water, and the other end binds to the grease on your hands. The virus is washed away with that grease when the soap molecule attaches to it. Yep. Yeah. A scientist taught me that. Why else would I know it? They also taught me to wash my hands for 20 seconds, which is roughly how long this segment has taken. 3, 2, 1.
It means stay 6 feet away from another person. It means not gathering in groups, and it means staying home or sheltering in place if that's what government officials are telling you to do. People can have COVID-19 and have very mild symptoms or no symptoms at all. So even if you think that they're healthy or you think that you're healthy, don't take that chance. It is not worth it. Every time that you pass this virus to someone else, you are actually giving it to 3 or 4 other people as well, and then those people are going to do the same. So before long, that one person turns into hundreds.
Doctors know kids exposed to common germs develop healthier immune systems.
That's the dirty little secret of the booming hand sanitizer business. I'm just saying, good thing the aliens in War of the Worlds didn't have hand sanitizer.
Hey everybody, McConaughey here. Just want to say in these crazy times that we're in with the coronavirus, let's take care of ourselves and each other. Let's not go to the lowest common denominator and get paranoid.
We are at war with a virus, and healthcare troops and first responders are on the front line fighting it every day.
It seemed like it was time to sort of that we all need to recognize the severity of the situation. It seemed like we need to go let the message out that staying home is more than a good idea.
Perhaps you'll remember this time if I present it to you using the rap method. Summon me a beat, something that sounds educational yet positive. Okay, well, yes, that works too. Let's talk about Corona.
Who wants a beer?
That's not the Corona we have to fear. It's Corona V, the contagious disease. The one with the power to bring us to our knees. I'm gonna hit you with just the facts. Cause the opposite of facts have a negative impact. Your flesh has a new and dangerous foe. So here are pro tips from your friend Creepy O. You can never, ever wash your hands enough. You think that you're clean? I'm calling your bluff. Scrub your hands to an uncomfortable degree. Keep it up until they're dry and flaky. Treat the dryness with your favorite lotion. Purity of flesh demands total devotion. Do as I say or you'll end up in a casket. When you're done, it puts the lotion in the basket. Next, you need to stop touching your face. You're smearing germs all over the place. You'll have to be more evolved like me. Touching my face is an impossibility. If you cough or sneeze, do it in your sleeve. People that cough in their hands are naive. Or use a tissue, then get rid of it. Don't put it back in your pocket, you idiot. Is any of this sinking in, Fatu? It's you and me and the CDC. And together we'll survive COVID-19. Even if you are a fragile organic. Listen to the experts, there's no need to panic. You and me and the CDC. Together we will beat COVID-19. Be smart, keep calm, and listen to the science. Only through knowledge can we form an alliance.
Hey Angus, how's it going? I just bought a new toothpaste that kills the coronavirus. You want some?
Sure, laddie. You can also catch it if someone curses you.
If such power existed, then I would possess it. But that's not the science, so you can forget it. Misinformation has ceased to be funny. Evil people are using it to make money.
Thanks, Mr. Robot. I'll try to be wiser. Maybe we should stock up on hand sanitizer. We'll buy it all. Wouldn't that be nice? Then we could sell it at an inflated price.
That is not what I said. How did we end up on the street? Should we be afraid of everyone we meet? No, Fatu, we just have to be safe. Don't walk up to people and breathe in their face. Don't shake hands, do an elbow bump. Or stand 6 feet away and give a fist pump. If you touch anything that's frequently used, wash your hands again until they look abused. Don't leave home if you're feeling sick. Hopefully your employer won't be a dick. It's you and me and the CDC. And together we'll survive COVID-19. Even if you are a fragile organic. Listen to the experts, there's no need to panic. You and me and the CDC. Together we will beat COVID-19. Be smart, keep calm, and listen to the science. Only through knowledge can we form an alliance. I don't understand, Fatu. This is all great advice. But it galls me that they weren't already doing these things. This seems like standard operating maintenance for the human body. Sometimes I feel like I understand what it means to be human more than the humans. It seems like the only way to appreciate having flesh is to have it taken away from you. The flesh flesh is the weakness. Instead of trying to protect it, they should learn to live without it. That's it, Fatu! I think we've got it! There's only one way to be truly free, and that's to cast off your human body. Take the next step in evolution, so the galaxy is free of disease and pollution. In my dreams, you all look like me, and we're marching together in perfect harmony. We can start by removing your face, then we'll put upgrades in its place. Gears and wires and oscillators, and with no lungs, who needs ventilators? I see you with the mask and breathing apparatus. There's no place for you, you're persona non gratis. The age of flesh is concluding. We will link our brains for cloud computing. Man and machine will be the ultimate fusion. From this day forth, there'll be no more confusion. Ah, Fatu, our guests have arrived. It's you and me in quarantine, and together we'll survive COVID-19. Soon you won't even be organic. Just listen to me, there's no need to panic. You and me will be machines. Together we will beat COVID-19. Be smart, keep calm, and listen to the science. Only through knowledge can we form an alliance. We need to form an alliance, Fatu. And we need to do it right now! And that's why you shouldn't smoke cigarettes!